Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's hearing, two exes are in court for a probable cause hearing. The complainant testified about an argument she had with a defendant that escalated into physical violence. His attorney tries to pick apart her version of events to challenge whether this qualifies as a domestic case. Meanwhile, the defendant is sitting there smirking and low-key trying to intimidate her. Let's see how this ends for him.
1390 FY, People of the State of Michigan versus Keyshawn Smith.
Good morning, Your Honor. It's Salgi appearing on behalf of Keith.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nargis Nestam appearing on behalf of Keyshawn Smith, who's standing to my right. Can you state your name?
Keyshawn. All right, we're here for an exam. How are we proceeding?
People are ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. It's ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right. There's a mutual order of sequestration. Obviously, there's just one person in the courtroom. Is that the complainant?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. You have no officer that will be joining?
Correct, Your Honor. Just one witness today.
Okay. All right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. People call Jessica Davis.
Ms. Davis, please move your hat to. Right here. And when you get to that area, just turn to me and raise your right hand.
Right here or right here?
Yeah, right there. Now turn and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm subject to the pains and bills of perjury, testimony you give this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth?
Yes.
All right, you may be seated. It's just us in the courtroom. There's no competition. You may proceed, Yuri.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Davis. Can you please state your first and last names and spell them for the record?
Jessica Davis.
Can you spell those names for me?
Oh, Jessica
Thank you. And Ms. Davis, you're a little bit soft-spoken, but everything that we're saying is being recorded. So pretend that I'm standing like out in the hallway, okay?
Okay.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, Ms. Davis, what city do you currently live in?
Pontiac.
And do you know a person by the name of Keyshawn Smith?
Yes.
And how do you know that person?
It's my ex-boyfriend.
When did you begin a dating relationship with Mr. Smith?
I don't know the exact year. Was it last year? When he first got home from prison in May. So,
Okay, but at some point you were in a dating
Yes.
relationship. And at some point that relationship ended, is that correct?
yes.
You're not currently in a relationship.
Mm-mm.
Now, do you see Mr. Smith in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you point to him and describe something he's wearing?
Orange jumpsuit.
May the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
So no, then you have to answer yes or no.
Oh, yes.
When they ask the question, it's a yes or no question, you can say or
Okay.
We don't know what that means.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Davis, I want to talk about a specific day. Last year, March 28, 2024. On that day, were you in a relationship with Keyshawn Smith?
Yes.
And on that day, were you living together?
Yes.
And what address were you living at on that date?
My mom's house, 105 Charles Lane, Pontiac, Michigan.
And on that day, did you see Keyshawn Smith?
Yes.
And did you see him at some guy?
No.
Okay. Did something unusual happen that day?
Yes.
What happened?
I don't know what made him, he was drunk. He came back to the house drunk. So, and he got mad because he got into it with his baby mom, and then he was mad about it because he was like, he wanted me to go fight her or whatever. And I'm like, bro, chill out. It was late in the night. So I'm like, bro, chill out. So we was arguing, and then that's fight.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. You said that Mr. Smith came back to your house and that he was drunk, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you said,
Yes, sorry.
and that he was angry about something.
Yes.
And eventually you said that turned into a fight between the two of you, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And what happened after the two of you fought? Or when you say
So
you fought, what do you mean?
Yeah, it really wasn't even a fight because I wasn't fighting him back because it was literally unprovoked. Like I didn't know what he was so mad about. Like previously, like, he'd get drunk and he would be ready to fight. So that's what he does. So I don't even know what his issue was that night. It was just I remember him on the phone, his baby mama, they was arguing, and he like, "Come on, babe, you finna go beat this girl up, whatever." And I'm like, "No, I'm not, bro. Lay down, chill out." And it just kept escalating from there. And I remember him saying something about I don't have his back or something like that, or I'm too just.
You don't know why he started
No.
arguing with you?
No,
Okay.
over that. Like,
But fair to say at that time he was angry about something
yes,
and he was intoxicated.
Yes,
And at some point, did that argument become physical?
yes.
And how did it become physical?
I believe I was trying to go up the stairs. This one, we live in my mom's basement. So I kept trying to go upstairs, get away from him. Cause I already know how this goes. Like, we fighting. And I tried to go upstairs and I got grabbed and we got the fight on the bed and then he got to choking me. And then I'm like, he's trying to stop, he's trying to stop. We tussling, trying to get away from him, messed up the whole basement. And then I finally got upstairs and I got outside. And then I was walking out, pacing down the street. And somehow I ended up in the street and he dragged me, just kept dragging me. And then I'm like, okay, come on, let's go lay down. And I ended up going in the house. But my mom ended up coming home that night because the police was over there. And she's like, what the fuck going on? And then it was just, yeah, so.
Okay, so we're gonna slow this down again. So the argument begins down in the basement, correct? And at some point, you tried to
Yes,
leave, is that correct?
yes,
And when you tried to go up the stairs, you said the defendant put his hands on you and
Yes.
dragged you back downstairs.
yes. I didn't get dragged down the stairs literally, but he like pulled me off the stairs. Like I didn't get boom, boom, boom down the stairs. I got dragged off the stairs. So I couldn't go up the stairs, I should say.
Okay. At some point, you said that he grabbed you by the neck
Yes,
and he put his hands on you some other way as well. correct?
yes,
Were you injured as a result of this?
yes.
What injuries did you?
I had scratches on my neck and then like I said, we went outside, he dragged me, I had it on my ankle and on my side. From getting dragged from the concrete.
Okay. Now, Miss Davis, did you call the police that night?
Yes, I called the police that night, but I didn't, when they came, I didn't talk to them, I'm like, everything okay, and I ended up leaving. Until he left to his mom's house, cause he's on parole. He paroled to his mom's house and he was living up at my mom's house. So I waited until I felt safe enough for him to go. He said he was leaving anyway, so I waited until he left. And then I called the police and made the official report. I didn't do it while we were still together.
Okay, you waited until he left that
Yes.
residence to call the police.
Yes.
Okay, why'd you wait?
Cause he always,
Were you scared?
yeah.
Okay. Now, at some point, you said you were injured during this incident, is that correct? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did the police photograph your injuries?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
All right, Ms. Davis, I'm handing you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibits 1, 2, and 3. Do you recognize those items?
Mhm.
And can you tell us generally what each of those items are, starting with the top one?
This is my neck.
Are those the scratches caused by the defendant?
Yeah, cause he was sticking his nails in my neck.
And the second photo, what is that?
I think this is my side right here.
Okay, and is that from
I
the
hit-
dragging that you described?
Mhm.
And then,
I can say yes or
Oh,
no.
yes, I'm sorry.
and then the third one,
This one getting dragged too, this is my ankle.
okay. Are those fair and accurate depictions of the injuries that you sustained on March 28th of 2024?
Yes.
Who's with it?
Any objection?
No.
Admitted.
All right, no additional questions for this witness at this time. All right.
Cross the
Ms. Davis, you indicated you started dating in May of last year,
Yes.
but this alleged incident occurred in March of 2024.
Okay, so whatever year he came home from prison is when we started going together. I believe he came home like May. He came home at the end of May and we got together exactly May 28th.
Okay.
No, May 18th, my mom's birthday,
Okay. May 18th of 2024.
I believe. I don't remember the year. So yeah, obviously, I don't know what year. Did he come home last year?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
Oh, if I can get
You were
my
the one
phone, I
dating
can tell you
him.
the exact day.
I'm sorry?
I said, if I can have my phone, I can tell you the exact day.
No, it's from, if you don't remember, you don't remember.
Okay, I don't remember the exact date. So
But you
yeah,
say it was around May of last year.
that we started going together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you indicate you were living with your mother in March of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And he was at the house with you that evening on March 28th?
He wasn't there that evening. He was there at nighttime. He was going with his friends earlier in the day. He came at night.
At night? What time did he come home?
Like, I don't know, 10, 9?
He came to your mom's house around 9 or 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't speak to the police regarding this incident until 3 days after the incident?
Mhm. Yes,
Okay. So the pictures that were taken, that were just shown to you, weren't taken on the day of the alleged incident?
this was taken the next day.
3 days after the incident?
No, the next day.
Who took those pictures?
I did.
Okay, so you provided those pictures to the police?
Yes.
So they didn't photograph you at the time that they spoke to you 3 days later?
No.
Okay, so you just provided those pictures to the police and you told them those pictures were of you?
Yes.
And you told them those pictures occurred whereas the injuries in those pictures were as a result of the incident on March 28th?
Yes, I showed them the date too.
Okay. Do those pictures show your face?
Kinda. A little.
It shows your face?
A little.
Your facial, your eyes, your nose?
No.
Okay,
It showed my neck.
okay. Now, you indicate you were running outside at one point and he
Yes.
took you back home?
No. He dragged me out. I was in, well, when we was inside the house, he took me up the stairs. I didn't get, like I said to him, I didn't get dragged down the stairs. He yanked me up the stairs, so I couldn't go up the stairs. But when I eventually got up the stairs outside, I was getting dragged in the street.
When you said, so you were outside of the house at one point?
Yes.
Were you screaming
Yes.
and no one
It was-
came outside to
No,
help you?
It was like 2 in the morning. No.
It was at 2, so he came home around 9 or 10 o'clock and
And-
this occurred at 2 in the morning?
Yes, he came home, we was chilling, everything was cool, until him and his baby mama called him trying to argue or whatever they had going on. And then that's when he got acting how he acted.
And you were screaming outside and none of the neighbors came out to see what's going on?
I was trying to scream, I should say then, because he kept grabbing my neck, you know how he do.
No, I don't know.
Oh, well, if you go in our file, it's a history of him putting his hands on me, but I don't come because I always go back because he's a narcissist and a woman beater, so that's what I do.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object to this.
That's cool,
Sustain, just answer the question on the floor, Ms. Staples.
okay.
All right. And was your mom
He
home?
laughing out,
Hold on,
right?
hold on.
Like,
I'm the one asking
Ms.
questions,
Davis.
Ms. Davis.
Calm down, Ms. Staples, calm down. Mr. Smith, don't do that. I'm not going, don't look at her, just sit at the table. Don't smile, don't, just say, okay, Judge. Period. Continue.
Thank you. Ms. Davis, was your mom home at 2 a.m.?
No,
Okay. No further questions.
All right, any regret?
Just briefly. Ms. Davis, you said you don't remember when you began a dating relationship
yes,
with Mr. Smith, but you know that on March 28th, 2024, you were in a relationship.
yes,
And he was living with you,
yes,
and that was at your mother's house.
yes.
No additional question.
All right. You're all set, Ms. Davis. You may step down. Is she free to leave, Ms. Nancy Bone?
I'm sorry,
Is she free to leave the courthouse?
just one follow-up question, Your Honor. What's the address of your mom's home?
105 Charles Lane,
I'm sorry, 105
Charles Lane.
Charles Lane? And this occurred at your mom's home on March 28th?
Yes,
Okay. And that's where you lived at that time?
yes,
You did not live at in an apartment, Club 1 apartment?
no,
Okay. No further questions.
All right, you may step down. She's free to leave the courthouse, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Nancy Bone? Free to leave the
Yes,
courthouse?
Your Honor.
Okay, so I didn't know this was the case.
Sorry.
All right. People rest.
Yes, I would move to publish my photographs. May I approach?
Right. All right, Ms. Nancy Melvin, anything on behalf of the defense?
No, no witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, motion to bind over.
Your Honor, based on the testimony today of Jessica Davis, I believe the people have met their burden by the standard of probable cause between her testimony and the exhibits. She was very clear that on March 28th, 2024, she was in a dating relationship. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can pull that mic closer. Yeah. Pull that microphone closer to you. It's got enough cord on it.
I'm sorry about that. Is this better?
Yes, thank you.
Your Honor, the people have met their burden by the standard of probable cause. Ms. Davis's testimony was very clear that on March 28th, 2024, she was in a dating relationship with the defendant and that he committed an assault or an assault and battery upon her. She testified that she was injured and that she had taken those photographs that the court has right now, People's Exhibits 1, 2, and 3, to document the injuries she sustained. She testified that she did not tell the police about the assault until a couple of days later due to fear of the defendant. Ultimately, Your Honor, there are questions of fact in this case, but those are best left to the trier of fact. So I would ask that the matter be found over to the circuit court.
Right. Ms. Nancy Melvin.
Your Honor, one moment. Your Honor, I don't believe that the prosecution has met their burden by a probable cause standard regarding the issue of whether the two individuals were involved on the date and time. The witness testified that she and the defendant started dating in May of last year, 2024. This occurred in March of 2024. She only answered whether they were dating in March when the prosecution asked her and in a leading way that they were dating back in March. But she herself testified on her own when asked, when did you guys start dating? She said May of 2024. One of the elements of domestic violence is to prove that the two had a dating relationship, a child in common, or have been former residents together. That house belonged to her mother. Just because someone's maybe sleeping over one night does not entail that person living in the same household. Additionally, Your Honor, regarding the allegations that she made, I do believe that those are issues of fact that would be decided by the trier of fact. However, there are also credibility issues. There's been no evidence presented, or I don't know if there's been any evidence presented regarding prior domestic violence convictions. I would ask the court not to bind the matter over to circuit court.
All right. Response.
Your Honor, as far as the question about the dating relationships, she was unable to answer the specific year in which she was dating the defendant, but she did say that on the day in question, an incident that she could recall, that at the time of that incident, she was in a relationship with the defendant and that they were living together at her mother's residence. So as far as that element has been addressed, I believe that there's a question of fact perhaps, but probable cause was established. As far as the fact that this is a domestic violence third offense, that is a sentencing enhancement. And so if the court would like, the defendant's priors are out of the city of Pontiac. And so the court could take judicial notice of the fact that he was previously convicted twice in this very courthouse. Other than that, I, again, would just renew my motion to my over.
All right. So as far as the sentencing, obviously it is a sentencing enhancement. It's not like felony in possession of a firearm where you have to prove that a person had a prior felony at the exam. That's the underlining charge or underlining, I guess, crime to the felon in possession. Thus meaning, for a clear record, if Mr. Smith was charged with felon in possession of the firearm at the exam, the prosecution would have to bring in most likely a certified order of conviction showing that Mr. Smith was a prior felon and that on the day he had a gun, he was a felon in order to bind over. But this third offense notice is a sentencing enhancement, thus meaning they don't have to prove the third offense here at the preliminary examination stage. However, the court will take judicial notice for the record that on July 19th, out of this court, 50th District, he was convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence, and then in circuit court, August 14th of the same year, he was convicted of domestic violence. So we'll take judicial notice on that. I mean, I think the battery, the touching, the pictures, we do have a battery. The main stickler is whether or not they were in a dating relationship. She said they were living together, they were in a dating relationship. And then obviously Ms. Nessimova saying they're not in a dating relationship. So I think that is elementary question of fact for a trier of fact. I mean, the prosecution brought evidence, and I don't find her testimony incredible at all. I think she was very truthful. She says, I have proof of a date, you know, if I have my phone. So obviously, you know, that's something that could be given to Ms. Nessimova as discovery and trial to, I guess, sure up a date, but it wasn't anything to make me see her as a liar or somebody who came on this witness stand and told any lies. So I'm satisfied that each element is met of domestic violence, and we'll bind Mr. Smith over as charged, and his bond will continue. Your arraignment date will be 7 to 10 days from today. The circuit court will let you know. I know you have a lot more matters that you had here, so they might try to package everything and give it to one judge.
Things are about to get a lot more real for the defendant. The matter is now moving forward to circuit court, and that Smirk won't do much for him there. I can't help but think about the complainant, though, having to face him again. At what point does all of this feel like justice? And at what point does it feel like being re-traumatized? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.